September 11, 2001, United Airlines Flight 93, bound for San Francisco, departed 41 minutes late due to airport construction and heavy runway traffic. News accounts and experts credit the delay as the primary reason why Flight 93 was the only one of that day's 4 deadly flights to fail its appalling mission. By the time Flight 93 was airborne, the other hijacked jets in the tightly planned attacks had already taken off and were closing in on their targets. The 3 other airplanes hit the 2 World Trade Center towers and the Pentagon between 8:46 and 9:38. The 3 initial hijackings were detected by the FAA and reported one by one to the Air Force's NORAD. NORAD ordered the scrambling of military jets out of Massachusetts. The Newark delay was critical. It put Flight 93 on an entirely different and historic course.
Once the 4 terrorists took over their plane, passengers and crew were able to phone friends, family, and emergency officials to report the hijacking. During those calls, passengers learned about the horrific events in New York and Washington. The news had already saturated the airwaves. It was clear that the attacks were coordinated and their plane was part of the plan. The realization motivated passengers and crew to band together and fight. By 9:58, the passengers and crew had completed final, heart-rending calls to say goodbye to loved ones and family. The frantic fight began. At 10:06, Flight 93 crashed into a field near a wooden area in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, a scant 20 minutes by air from the White House. All 33 passengers and 7 crew members were killed. Tragically, the people on board had accomplished their goal. During honorable and self-sacrificing, they are true American heroes. The story of Flight 93 is a legacy for all of us.
Flight of Valor is a musical depiction of this event. The piece begins with a sense of excitement as passengers busily check in and prepare to board. The first hint of trouble is stated about 1/3 of the way through the piece. The tension gradually builds where the passengers call their loved ones. Then, Todd Beamer calls the passengers to action with the simple phrase, "Let's roll," and the passengers rush to gain control of the plane. Then a dissonant, painful chord ends in a silence. The plane has crashed. The piece transitions to the families who are dealing with their grief and attempting to cope with their loss. The country as a whole is attempting to come to grips with what has happened. The hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul," is quoted several times, both at the beginning, before the hijacking, and after the crash has occurred. One verse of the hymn is, "When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like a sea billows roll. Whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul." This shows the resilience of the American people and the composer's belief that in all situations there is a greater power and purpose.